What's up, everyone? Back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing yet another beer from the Two Tides Brewing Company, and they're out of Savannah, Georgia, and this is their How Much Cheese is Too Much Cheese, the Carrot Cake Cheesecake Sour variant. So this is a Carrot Cake Cheesecake Sour that comes in at 7% alcohol by volume, no IBUs listed, and time of review. And this can is approximately 3.5 months old. I want to give a huge thanks and shout out once again to a very good friend of mine and viewer of the channel, Wes, for this beer. So big thanks to him in the description box. I'll post a link to the beer mail unboxing video I did that contains all the goodies that Wes sent my way. And he sent me 5 beers in total, 4 of which were from Two Tides. And this is the first of the bunch that I am reviewing, not from the beer mail as a whole, but just of the Two Tides. I already reviewed the other beer, Tropicalia, which you should see before this. But anyway, first Two Tides beer that he sent my way this time around. And did I start off with the best one? I don't know. But him and I were talking about this one when it was first released back in August. And I told him, I love carrot cake. Now, it's probably because I'm a bit older now and in my mid-40s. I always, thought carrot cake was an older person's kind of, dessert. And guess what? Over the last 5 to 7 years, I've really fallen in love with carrot cake. I love it. One of my favorite desserts. So there's probably something to that. I always thought it was gross as a kid and into as an early adult. But I don't know. Something about it. I love the cream cheese frosting. Like, I think it's fantastic. Works beautifully with the base cake. But a carrot cake cheesecake sour sounds absolutely wild. Now, as far as this beer is concerned, all I saw about it was on Untapped and Instagram. They say it's basically a sour ale that is conditioned on actual carrot cakes. They give it the cheesecake treatment, which I forget what it is, but I think it's like vanilla, graham cracker. It might even be like cream cheese, but it's like, something that mimics a cheesecake. And then they also said a touch of orange juice. So I don't know what the orange juice provides, maybe a little bit more like acidity and tartness. But yeah, so Wes did say to roll it. I told him I keep all my beers upside down, which is the truth when it comes to sours and like a lot of hazies. But he said give it a roll because he said a lot of the beers at the bottom. This can is a little bit tight, not super tight. If it explodes, it explodes. YOLO. We'll get the fucking paper towels out and hope that I can clean it up. But anyway, I'm super stoked for this one, but I also don't know what I'm getting myself into. I just hope it's delicious. We're going to give it a pour and see what we got going on here. That looks like carrot juice. What the fuck is this beer? That is a wild color. That looks legit like carrot juice. Okay. I've never had a beer that like neon orange. That looks like somebody was making orange Kool-Aid but put way too much of the orange powder into it. Like, yeah, it looks like carrot juice. Honestly, it looks like carrot juice. Yeah, there's nothing else to say. It's carrot juice. The head was here for like a second. It is now gone. It has all like the pectin and like all the fruit puree remains or whatever else is in there. Hold it up to light. You can't see through. It's murky, turbid. Yeah, that looks like carrot juice in a glass. Doesn't look great. Like, it just looks like, yeah, I was making up some, like, again, some Kool-Aid or Tang, and I used way too much of it. Like, it said, okay, pour a couple tablespoons, and I poured like 20 tablespoons. That's the vibrancy. Let's get the nose. That is so weird. This smells like a fucking carrot cake. What are we doing with beer? I don't know what we're doing. Listen, beer's supposed to be fun. There's a room in the marketplace for beers like this. There is. The beers, right? It's gluten-free. Is the base of this a beer? I don't even know. But there's room in the marketplace for breweries to throw things out here like this. Some fun, almost nostalgic, but also different beers. Because I know Two Tides can make other good beers. I've had other good beers. I have a dark lager sent my way. I have like this barrel-aged, brandy barrel-aged imperial pastry stout. I also have another fruited sour, but I've had IPAs from them. I've had a West Coast Pilsner. Like, they can do good stuff, but they also do fun stuff like this. Yeah, it smells like carrot cake. It smells like carrot cake if you were to somehow make it a bit sour. Maybe the carrot cake was spoiled. I know that doesn't sound great, but it's a sour beer. So it has to have that like slightly acidic, tart into sour kind of nose. I am getting a little bit of the orange. So whatever touch of orange juice they gave, maybe for the color, it seems out of place. Like, I don't know if that orange juice was a good thing. Because when I'm picturing a carrot cake cheesecake sour, I'm not thinking about orange juice. But I don't know. I haven't tasted it yet. But yeah, I mean, it's rich, like cream cheese. There's a lot of vanilla frosting. It's just very rich and decadent from that aspect. but I'm also getting like actual carrots, like the carrot cake base, like the cakiness that has like little slivers of carrot into it, it almost slightly vegetal, but like not, I know that sounds bad, but it's really not. Whatever spices they use in a carrot cake, like I'm getting like a little bit of cinnamon and definitely graham cracker too. So like that's where I guess the cheesecake. So I've had carrot cake cheesecake, actually like a carrot cake cheesecake, right? And this kind of smells like it for sure, but just in sour beer form. It smells like it's gonna be super sweet. Again, you can't smell sweetness, but the perceived sweetness in the nose is bonkers. Two things from this beer that I need. I need it to not be incredibly sweet to the point where it's cloying. And I don't think I want like a huge sour. I know this sounds weird because I don't say this often, but I don't want a huge sourness. And I also hope that orange juice doesn't like present itself on the palate, because if I'm buying something that says carrot cake cheesecake sour, I don't want orange juice for sure. Like that's not something I want in here. But anyway, I guess we'll see. So huge thanks to Wes for this one. He knew I wanted to try it, and being the generous, just thoughtful guy that he is, he sent me one. So thank you very much. I appreciate it, Wes. Cheers, everybody. What the fuck is happening? You know what this tastes like? Huh. Let me go back in. For a lot of you out there, you're going to say, A, that sounds disgusting. B, that's not beer. And C, what the fuck are you doing, Joe? This tastes like I am drinking orange soda pop while eating a piece of carrot cake. I've never done that, but this has piqued my interest. It's fucking delicious. It's sweet. It's not cloying. Unless you think like soda pop's cloying. Now listen, I'm not going to bullshit you. I drink zero sugar soda pop every day. I have at least one, sometimes two, usually one with dinner. And I like the zero sugar stuff now. Like, don't get me wrong, like regular sugars taste delicious, but you drink too many of those. If I was to drink them every day, you're talking about a couple extra 100 calories. You drink two of them, you're talking 350, 400. I basically reserve that for a beer instead, right? So I drink the zero sugar stuff, but I do like, one of my favorite is zero sugar crush, orange crush. It's delicious. I love it. I buy it, from time to time when it's on sale. But this tastes like someone took an orange crush and mixed it up with fucking carrot cake, and that's what I'm drinking. I know that sounds disgusting. So you just click off the review and be like, what the fuck's this guy talking about? That's not beer. I'll see you in the next review. I get it, but I like it. It's also not super thick. This is lower side of full body. So a lot of the Two Tides beers have been really thick. A lot of these heavily fruited sours are really thick. This is not thick. This is a little bit lighter on the palate, which I appreciate. It also isn't too like soft, smooth, and just like smoothie-like. It definitely has a slight like creaminess to it. It's definitely smooth on the palate, but this is like moderately carbonated, which is why I said soda pop, because soda pop's highly carbonated. So this is like a blend between the two. So body mouthfeel, really nice for what it is. The taste, front to back, I'm getting an orange soda pop into like Tang, orange Kool-Aid, something like that. But it's not overwhelming. It just has that somewhat flavor profile to it. But then, in addition to that, what's mixing in is like straight on carrot cake and cheesecake. Has that cream cheese frosting, little of an underlying graham cracker crust. The vanilla is kind of a little bit more accentuating everything. It's almost like you melted down like, or if you ever had like an orange creamsicle soda pop, maybe that's more appropriate. Then you combine it with a carrot cake. Is this something that I would drink on the regular? Fuck no. Like this is I drink one. If I bought a 4-pack for myself, I drank it over the course of 3 or 4 months. I had one a month. This is like a beer that you can only handle in very small amounts. But like, I love that they switched to these 12 fluid ounce energy drink cans, because they were in the 16 fluid ounce. And I remember Wes saying because they could then sell cases of it because of the weird laws in Georgia. I think it's better in these 12 fluid ounce because I'm going to be able to finish the rest of this. I'm allocating probably like 400 or 500 calories for this can. Maybe it's a little bit less, a little bit more. But I think for me, that being in this 12 fluid ounce can, it really allows me to enjoy it and not say I would rather split with that with someone. I'll be able to finish this. Plus, it's not too, like, Listen, is this sweet? Yes. Is it rich to some degree? Sure. Decadent? All right. But this is not cloying. Like, I've taken a bunch of sips. It's not like, oh my God, I need to move on. Like, no, I'll drink the rest of that. Because I think because of the lighter body, because of the spritzy carbonation, it kind of breaks up the monotony of all that heavy, rich, decadent qualities. A couple critiques to this one, because while I really do dig it, I don't think it's mind-blowing. I think I would like to see more carrot cake. I'd like to see a little less of that orange character. I was worried that the orange juice was going to be kind of predominant note, and it kind of is, but it's not straight orange juice. It's more like an orange soda pop, or like I said, like an orange vanilla, like an orange creamsicle soda pop. Excuse me. It's very, like, as you can see, I'm burping a lot. Yeah, so all that up front on the finish is semi-dry, no bitterness to speak of. This isn't overly sour. It has a nice tartness, like a firm tartness to it, mildly acidic. I'm not going to get heartburn by the time I'm done with this one, but it does have a little acidity on the finish. 7%, you can't tell. This is a delicious beverage, and if you're one of them people that like to come to reviews and say, that's not a beer. I know it's not a beer, okay? But it is a beer. But it's not, but it is. It's gluten-free, and sometimes I question when I see gluten-free. Some places have, apparently some breweries have like removed the vast majority of the gluten to be able to call it gluten-free sour, but still keep that beer base. Other places are just doing a seltzer base. This could be one of those seltzer bases where it's technically not a beer, but at the same time, do I really give a shit? No, they call it a beer. They call it a fruited sour, whatever the case may be. If you're one of those people that like to argue that I'm not going to have that argument, all I'm going to say is, as a beverage, this is quite tasty. It's not mind-blowing. It's not setting a new standard. I wish there's a little bit more cheesecake character, a little less of that orange juice. It is very tasty. Not my favorite from Two Tides, but one that I'm very happy Wes sent my way because I got a chance to try it. And if they do this again at some point, my only critique, that I like, the color's awesome because it reminds you, like I said, carrot juice. The only thing I would say about this one is dial down that orange juice. They say a touch of orange juice. There has to be more than that because it's definitely more vibrant. And up the carrot cake character, or even just like the base sour character. Give me more of like, a lot of times with a base heavily fruited sour, I want a little bit of like a doughiness. I want a little bit maybe more of a tartness and acidity. Maybe not. All I know is that I want more carrot cake in general and less of the orange, but I still think this is really nice. And I'm going to rate it as so. So how much cheese is too much cheese? The carrot cake cheesecake sour variant from Two Tides. I'm at this high 4.25. I'm going to go 4.35. It would get into the low 4 or 5 realm if it just had a little bit less of that orange character and a little bit more of the carrot cake character. But it's fucking a fun. This is fun. This is fun. It's delicious. Whether or not you think it's beer, I don't really give a shit. I don't even, at this point, I'm introducing some other reviews onto my channel going forward. So, you could call this a hard seltzer or something like that, and it'd be fine. But whatever. 4.35 out of 5. Price point availability. I don't think Wes told me what he paid for each of these beers this time around because prior beer mails he sent my way. But I think these 12 fluid ounce 4-packs of heavily fruited sours are typically $17 a 4-pack. So Wes, if I'm wrong, correct me on that. So you're talking $4.25 for that can. I'm all right to try it out for sure. Like, that's not a bad price point. And I remember doing the math. I think like if you compared this to like Mortalis or Froth in my area, which typically charge $25 a 4-pack of 16 fluid ounce cans, much better deal from Two Tides. And yeah, it's a really good beer. So I wouldn't mind paying $4 to $5 for a can to try, or even $17 a 4-pack if I wanted to hook up some friends and whatnot. Availability is Two Tides. Don't know. Definitely in Georgia, maybe some surrounding states and whatnot. Maybe they get on Tavor. You can check their website. I just know here in the Buffalo, New York area, we haven't seen them, probably won't see them, but I have, I can't thank Wes enough for hooking. He has introduced me to Two Tides. They're one of my favorite breweries at this point, especially for the new age styles that are out there, heavily fruited sours, pastry, stouts, things of that nature, like IPA, hazy IPAs and whatnot. They do a great job, and I know why a lot of people in Georgia enjoy their stuff. So just one more little look at the color of this beer. Like, you can see all the fucking particles and remains there, but like it looks like carrot juice. Like, it's wild how vibrant this beer is. But yeah, it's kind of interesting. So yeah, 7%, like I said, you can't really tell. It's tart, it's acidic, but it's not over the top. It's also not super sweet, but it is sweet. It's just not cloying. So 4.35 out of 5. Appreciate Wes sending this one my way. Appreciate everybody stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. If you've had this one before, post in the comment section. Let me know what you think about this one. Also, if you saw this on the shelf, or you were in the Georgia area, like you're in Savannah, and you saw this, and would you try this? Would you try this? That's what I would love to hear. So post in the comment section. Would you try this if you made it to the end? So I'm going to leave now. and we're going to shut this one down until the next one. Cheers. Be on the lookout for more reviews from Wes's Box. I can't wait to dive into all of them. Cheers.